to Too Many Hats podcast with your hosts with the most, Tony and Lavelle. Every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock Dead P. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. Too Many Hats podcast. Top of the morning to you, my good people. Happy Monday. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, man. It's your host with the most, Tony Mays, Lavelle Salter. What it do, good people? Good morning, Miss Alfreda. Happy Monday. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, man. Good morning, Mayor Mac. Mayor Mac Attack is in the place. We appreciate y'all being on this morning, man. We got a doozy today. And what I want to do is, let me see here. Hey, Paulette, good morning. Good morning. Let me make sure I put this up here because I don't want to get this one wrong at all. Not at all. All right. There we go. Would you help cover up a crime for your child, or would you just take the charge for the crime? Y'all help me out this morning. Would you cover up the crime for your child, or would you just take the charge? I have seen a lot of situations. Let me just say that. I've seen a lot of situations where people have tried to either cover up a crime that's been committed by their child or actually take the charge themselves. Now, I'm a little up and down on this because it really just depends. So my children right now are all in their 30s. So I'd be damned if I take a charge for a crime or help them cover up a crime at this age. Cause at this point in age in their life, they should know better about whatever it is. They should know better. Now, on the other hand, let me just say this. On the other hand, my stomach is killing me, y'all. On the other hand, if I was sick, and I'm talking about sick to the point where I may have been on my way out the door, and they did something, and I'm knowing my time is limited, I probably take the charge. I probably just take the charge because I know my time is limited, and I've seen situations like that as well where the time is really limited, and so they actually just take the charge. So would you excuse me, y'all, I'm telling I got cold and everything. I'm kind of stopped up. If you had a child that got in some trouble and you saw that there was a way of possibly covering up the crime, or you just jumping in and taking the charge yourself just to keep them, especially so if my kids were younger, just say if they was in their teens, right? And they did something and they had a very promising future ahead of them. I probably would. I ain't gonna lie. I probably would jump out there and maybe try to do something to protect them because as a parent, that's a natural instinct that we have to try to protect, you know, try to protect our children, right? And so if we're trying to protect them, then I think at some point we probably would just, maybe try to risk it all just to try to help them out, right? So y'all quiet on me today. Either you don't have kids or you wouldn't stick your neck out for your kids. Either way, I need to know. I need to know if you would stick your neck out, you saying F them children, F them kids. Whatever it is, let me see. Let me see if there's a statistic out there. Cause there might be a statistic out there. Uh, of people that actually protect their children in situations like this. Let's see. Let's see what the computer say. Okay, Mayor, that's interesting. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Mayor said, I'm going to do the right thing because we both had to live with our decisions. So that's even if they were young and may, because young, they not fully developed and may have, you know, maybe out there. So what you're saying is, Mayor, that regardless of their age, regardless of what they did or didn't, you would just do the right thing and say, hey, we're gonna turn you in, or we're gonna, whatever. As a parent, you just gonna do the right thing. What you saying? I mean, I ain't tripping if I think that's, and I, like right now at this junction in my life, and they in their 30s, yeah, I'm gonna be like that too. I'm gonna be like, shit, bro, you got to you gonna have to man up. You know better. Let's see. Monkey said, I would never say never, but covering things up could ultimately make things worse for the child. A lot of times the children get away with things, specifically a crime once. They will probably do it again, thinking somebody will always come to their rescue. I don't know. I guess it depends on the severity of it. If it depends on the severity of the crime, then I think if it's a less, something real small and minute, yeah, they gonna have to take that on the chin. But I mean, if it's serious, I don't know, because that's your kid's future, your kid's life. Mel Max said, yes, sir. Character and integrity goes a long way, and God may intervene or find favor in the situation. Not for no murder. They ain't going to jail. You know what kind of child you have. Some children are really good kids. They just get caught up, like being in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's what I'm talking about. That kind of stuff, Paula. And I'm thank you, Paula, for just adding a little context to that. But like you said, it depends. And I definitely think that, again, like Paulette said, we know our children. You know what your children, if you got one of them bad kids, no, you just say, hey man, you've been doing this, yeah, you just gonna go lay it down. But I'm talking about if you got some generally good kids, they didn't got caught up just maybe being at the wrong place at the wrong time, maybe around the wrong person. And uh and you know what I'm saying? One of them type situation, or maybe they just ain't never really been around the wrong person, just got caught up in a situation, and they came to you and told you, Mom, look, Daddy, look, I did this, I made a mistake, I don't know, and then you decide whether or not you gonna help them, let them, do whatever they do. Girl, she talking about think about the Tyler Perry movie that came out Friday. She had good intentions and got caught up. That's a movie, man. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't put no kind of stock in Tyler Perry movies, none. And I kept looking at. I didn't even see the entire movie. I just saw the end of Monica was watching, and I saw the end of the movie, right? And I came in and saw the end of the movie, and without even watching the entire movie, I figured out what was going on in the movie in a matter of minutes. And it really reminded me. I don't know if y'all remember the old John Q movie, but that's what it kind of put me in memories of. Then I was looking at somebody's comment, they was like, it was like a mixture of John Q and Set It Off. And then when I looked at that, I said, that's exactly right. Cause I kept figuring like, yeah, it's kind of like John Q with something else. It was like John Q and Set It Off mixed up in one movie. Like, I ain't got to go back and watch it. Is all I'm saying. There are a lot of things I would do, Monk said I would do and have done for my children, but going to jail for them, F them kids. Yep. Yeah, man. So it was just like kind of like John Q to me. And then when somebody mentioned the fact that of Set It Off, I was like, yeah, it kind of had because the whole bank thing, it kind of had like some resemblance of that too. So it was like a John Q Set It Off mixed up. So yeah, I don't put a whole lot of stock in it. But anyway, again, like Paulette said, man, it just depends on the kind of children that you have. If you got some bad kids, I'm like, Monica, F them kids. Them kids gonna have to pay what they weigh. That man is about 50 years old. He to my mind. So LaVille came to you. He came to you and said, Dad, I messed up. And then, and I'm talking about at the age, like right now where he is, and LaVille ain't getting in no trouble, don't come out of the room, play a game, go to work, whatever. But he made a mistake. Came to you, I messed up, Dad, man. Somebody got hurt. And would you try to cover up the scene? Okay, say I'm finna give you a perfect scenario. So little LaVille was out driving. Messing around, texting on the phone, ran a light, or not even ran a light, ran a stop sign in a community where really no or somebody might have had some Ring cameras on their house, whatever. But he got tinted windows. You can't see who driving. And he ran and hit somebody got hurt, and he left the scene. Would you say, knowing that he made a mistake, would you say that was me driving the car and take the charge?
No,
Or
sir.
would you let him take the charge?
Let him take the charge.
Okay. He got to learn. He gonna learn today.
Yeah, I actually did something like that once before I ended up having to go to jail. My mom did the same thing. Yeah, just to be transparent, I was at a choir rehearsal and I took my auntie car to go see the little girl. And
You stole the car?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh yeah, you were bad.
Hey, life happens, and messed around and hit a pole, and my mama sent me to juvenile.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, but that's different. Didn't nobody really get hurt though.
They could have.
It still was a crime because you stole you stole the car. It was a crime, right? But yeah. So right before Tony went to China, moved to China, probably about maybe 6 months, he had already signed up to go and everything. He out here driving crazy in that car. He had that Scat Pack.
Mm-hmm.
Driving crazy. He had tinted windows on the car, but he got the windows down, driving crazy. And you know he had dreads, light skin with dreads. He took off, ran from the police. The police seen him because he had his window down. So the police didn't even try to chase him. After he took off, because the police said he was driving so crazy through the neighborhood and it was kids coming through the neighborhood. He said, as a matter of fact, the police said he pulled up and saw some kids. They said, you looking for that car that was driving fast? It went that way. The kids stole on him. That's how he was driving. So the police went and put a warrant out for arrest based on the tags. And when he pulled up the tags and the name, and he matched the description of his ID with the person driving and put a warrant.
Said it was you.
No.
Oh.
So he called me. Cause somebody called, said, man, you know, you got a warrant. They get them folks put a warrant out on you. Somebody called and let them know. So he called me. So I went to the computer, looked it up. Boom. I said, oh man, got a warrant. I saw it in the system. I said, he finna kill Monk. So when that told Monica was, oh, she was all boy about to commit suicide. I called him. I said, bro, what you got on? Put some clothes on. You finna go turn yourself in. I said, no. Don't put them clothes on, because this is something I hadn't told him about Lavelle over and over and over again, driving crazy and act. I said, you gonna mess around and kill somebody or kill yourself.
One of the two.
One of the two. So I said, the first thing I said, how many times? I said, never mind. What you got on? We finna go turn you in. I picked him up, took him right down there, turned him in, and then went posted his bond.
Wow.
I had no choice with that. You know, Marco wasn't going. When posted bond, he probably sat down there. He ain't sit down there probably 6 hours. He was out so quick. But he had to get an attorney and turn it to. So it just so happened one of his old coaches is an attorney. So we called the coach. And coach talked to him, blah, blah, blah. Tony, hey, you know you came in. Anyway, he went down there, did his thing. He said, man, look, I got it to where all you got to do is, he said, I talked to the officer, told the officer, you know. So all he had to do was do a driving class. He had to go do a driving class and pay the fine.
Mm-hmm.
He got out with a slap on the hand, bro. Driving a fine and had to go to a driving class, because that could have potentially messed him up from moving to China. Out here acting a fool. Monica Ingham says, good morning, great topic. Sometimes I have to learn the hard way in order to realize you're not invincible. Yeah. They had to learn the hard way. And I think, as Mayor Mack alluded, you know, she's gonna take the high road and take the moral integrity route and say, you know what, now you did this. And you said the same thing. Yeah, now you're gonna have to take that L, boy.
Mm-hmm.
You did it, you're gonna have to take the L. Again, it depends for me. Like I said earlier, if I'm on my way out the door, Lavelle, if they told me you got stage 4 cancer, it spread it through your body on your way out the door, and one of them got caught up, and I know I'm probably gonna take that charge, bro, because I know I ain't got long anyway. You know, but Monica said, but if it had been covered up, he probably would have never learned the lesson. Thank God for growth. Oh yeah, now I wasn't covering that up because I had already told him. It wasn't no way to cover that up anyway. The police officer seen.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I got the police officer name and I called him. I talked to the police officer.
Mm-hmm.
I work for the city too, and I'm not trying to tell you, bro. I'm just trying to find out how you knew it was him. And he told me. He said he had his window down. He said light skinned dude with dread. He had his window down. I said, you got him? That's him. And he said, it's hard for me to drop the charge because I seen him. It ain't like I didn't see him. If he had his windows up and tinted windows, we could have said, yeah, anybody could have probably been driving his car, but it was him. And he said, he said, Mr. May, this way he told me, he said, Mr. May, the boy was driving so fast, he turned the corner, he was on 2 wheels.
Dang.
So he could have easily flipped and rolled the car. He said, that's how quick he turned the corner riding fast. Like he Dukes of Hazzard or somebody.
Right.
But see, Tony used to say all the time, man, them folk ain't supposed to chase you. They ain't supposed to chase. I said, so you gonna act a fool and run? Oh man, I ain't stuck. I said, all right. So he had to. Like I had to. Yeah, you got to take this L. Cause I put together all what I had told him, all that mess he had been saying about the police ain't gonna check, all that kind of stuff. I put all that together, said, come on, take your ass down here. You getting turned in today. He's like, you turned your own son in? Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure did. So it depends on the situation and depends on what's going on, you know. And if it's like I said, if it's at a point of junction in my life where I know I ain't got much time anyway, and they did something, and I think it was an honest mistake or just, you know, heat of the whatever, I might take that L for him.
Mm-hmm.
But it you know, you just out here just doing random dumb shit. No, I ain't gonna be able to do it.
Yeah.
I thought I really don't even know what made me come up with this, man. I guess because I'm seeing so many crimes with kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you see these crimes with the children, it's normally the parent making a post, but they were just good kids, or they'll make they talk to them on the news. They were good kids, and I was like, they were good kids out here robbing folk. Did you not know your child? You know what? Your child around here walking around with a Draco in a ski mask and a hoodie on, and you saw him leave the house with the hoodie on, and it's 95 degrees outside with the backpack during the day, and he ain't going to school.
Right.
Bro, look, I done seen some videos lately, and I know some of y'all have too, where young men walk in the store with a hoodie on and a backpack, and people look and start walking out the door. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you walk in the store with a hoodie on and a backpack, and we can barely see your face. I'm going up. Them dudes be beelining for the door.
Yeah, just like they be walking through the neighborhood sometimes, at the dog and stuff like that. No, don't do that, bro. I ain't trying to stereotype you or nothing, but it's just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I don't understand it. Like, that's a dead giveaway. A backpack and you ain't going to school. A backpack and a hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dead giveaway. Police should pull over everybody with a back. I'm for real. Just stop. Everybody that's walking down after school hours with a backpack on and a hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
Pull them over. That be just random check them.
Yeah.
You might can stop some of the crime then.
Speaking of crime, just kind of jumping the gun. You sent the video this morning. What happened in LA? I kind of been following some folks been sharing. I don't know what happened. I've been working.
So it's supposed to be ICE protesters. They're protesting ICE. The immigration people. I guess the immigration people been. I don't know what the exact, but I know it's protesters about. Cause they said they calling in the National Guard and all that stuff too. So, But I know they was tearing them cars up, bro. They were throwing bricks and everything over the top of the whatever you call it. Man, hitting the police car, putting up, busting the window, blah, blah. So and the cars just sitting there like, I guess we ain't getting out because these jokers throwing bricks and rocks and
Man, I'm telling you, man, that ICE thing, as long as it keep on going on, I asked this Hispanic man, he's good. He got his papers or whatever, so he, they can't do nothing to him. But I understood to be able to ask somebody who's from their particular country or whatever, or those countries. He said, I said, let me ask you a question. I said, so what do you think about this ICE thing? And the people coming to get this, some of the, the people or whatever. He was like, it should be done. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. He said a lot of these Mexican guys, they in gangs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? These Mexican cartels, and he said that a lot of them is just up to no good. He said they be trying to hide and do things, in the city. I mean, in the country. I'm like, really? I said, I mean, I've heard of it, but I didn't even think about it like that. He said, yes. He said, some of my friends I grew up with, they said a lot of them real bad. I said, okay.
But I mean, I get that. Hell, it's gangs everywhere. So it ain't no different than the Mexican gangs coming over. But I'm saying, but if you look at the number of people that's represent that gang versus the number of immigrants that's coming over here for just a better way of life, that number's gonna be way small. You see what I'm saying? So you gonna just all the immigrants? No, I think you just ought to have a more strict, we had to come up with some kind of stricter policy or something that just like now, like with the real ID. You, in order to travel in the U.S. now, period, you got to have the real ID, which validates you are a U.S. citizen and or a passport. You got to have one of the to travel, or you ain't traveling. So if you don't have a real ID or you don't have a passport, how can they saying how can we really verify? Because we've had too many close calls with people trying to blow up, people getting on planes and trains and blowing up because they wasn't really, we couldn't verify their citizenship. So I don't know what the real ID have in it in terms of chip wise or whatever, that where it can't be duplicated. But I guess it's something anywhere it can't be duplicated. I don't know,
Yeah.
But hell, if you seen the new passport versus the old passports, if you guys got an old passport and have renewed it in the last maybe 2 years, you still got that old passport. It's different than that new passport. Boy, it's different. So I'm pretty sure they got something in there where they trying to make it where it's not easily duplicatable. The new passport, I looked at my new passport and my old passport, I was like, boy, this is night and day. Yeah. So Monica says, I always talk if it's self-defense, I'm all for you. But if you're deliberately out there doing something, not. Okay. And that's what I'm saying too. Like, if you've had those conversations with your children about, stuff that they maybe random stuff, little stuff that they've been doing, and then they finally get in trouble big time about that same thing you've been telling them over and over again, well, then you're gonna have to take that L. You know what I'm saying? Because I done told you keep doing the same thing over and over again. You can't keep throwing rocks and hiding your hand.
Yep.
You can't keep crying wolf, because eventually, it's gonna be a real situation where you're gonna have to own up for whatever it is. And so, and this is something I've always told Keewan. Keewan has this thing, bro, where he Keewan. And I'd be like, bro, I told him, I said, this gonna catch up with you one day, bro. You're gonna cry wolf one day, and you're gonna be, it's gonna be the real deal, and nobody ain't gonna believe you said. Because all this stuff that you done leading up to this, it's hard to believe you when you do something or say something. You know what I'm saying? So you could very well be telling the absolute truth or trying to, but nobody ain't gonna believe you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't never, ever, Lavelle, want to be in a situation where I've done so much messed up stuff to the point where I really need the help. And somebody like, man, he done did this so much, and I don't believe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to be that person or be in that situation where somebody looking at me in that light.
Mm-hmm.
Cause
Yeah.
I can really need it. It's like the person that borrow, man, I need to borrow because I need to pay this bill, this line, and then when they actually needed to pay a bill, you done lied to me so much, I can't get it to you. You've been supposed to be putting out your house for the last 7 months, and you ain't been put out yet. Now they actually finna put you out, and you really need it, but you done lied so much to me. No,
See you later, alligator.
you see what I'm saying? You have to be careful, man, how you handle people and how you treat people, especially the ones that you may have to call on and need.
Yeah. It's really sad though, man. The world we live in with these children and stuff, and how you can, used to be a time you could say something to the children and they won't say nothing bad about it. Yes, sir, no,
Right.
sir. You still got some good ones out here. Let me keep
Right.
it all the way a book. But it's
Right.
really sad that you know, the village need a village. I think we said that once before on one of the
Yeah.
podcasts.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because it's like, man, the parents, they not doing anything because they trying to do their stuff and they don't have no conversation. Like you say, they there, but they're not present. And
Right.
so you see them doing a lot of this stuff, and you wonder, is it just a cry out for help, or they want to be cool with the people, or what it is. But at some point, if it's just consistently continually doing it, it's something bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? But it's really sad, bro. Um, I thank God for my children, bro. I mean, anytime we have a conversation like this, they did some little stuff here and there, but I can only, man, fathom what some of these parents go through with some of these young people, man. As they say, these YNs, because they don't even got no care in the world no more, bro.
Man.
So I don't even know what the remedy is. I don't know what's the fix.
I,
Folks say,
I,
folks say, tell them to go to church. But when you go to church, they ain't got nothing for the young folk to do at the church.
Exactly. Exactly.
You
It's
ain't gonna be number beat down on them.
you right.
And,
Listen, man, let me see if I can find this video, bro. I want to play this video.
Okay.
If I can find this video, bro, when I tell you this is exactly what we was talking about, bro.
Mm-hmm.
A few weeks ago when we was talking about the kids and what can we do to save the kids and all this.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, hold on. I hope I can find this video. Oh my God. This is actually a young person on the corner talking and saying, hey man, I think I sent it to y'all, but hold
Who's the
on.
messenger?
It was Doc Holliday. He was going through the neighborhoods, seeing young men, talking to them, different areas.
My uncle said, me too, Bill. He said, she thanks for her. My uncle said, definitely sad because youth is actually raising themselves off social media. Yep.
Yep.
Sad.
Man, I gotta find
They
this,
got
bro.
comments ain't catching up.
Huh? Hold on.
The comments ain't catching up.
They behind, but it's okay. Let's see. How long do your notifications last?
You can go back. You just have to see more notifications. As you scroll down, you're supposed to be able to say see more notifications.
Okay, let me see. I hate when I can't find something that I know is like right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got see if this is nope, that ain't it. Oh man. Mm, 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 mm. I cannot find. Let me try it this way. Sometimes you got to go to the source.
Right.
Let me see if I go to the source. But this person posts a lot of stuff, so it might be difficult. Let's see. But I just wanted to show y'all like these young folk, man, they really want folk to listen to them, man. And this right here, when the dude said this right here though, I was like, okay. I didn't say this before, but I ain't never heard a young person say it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never heard a young person themselves say it. And that's
Right.
what made it kind of stand out to me. I feel like I'm getting close. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting close to it.
Just that I'm truly grateful for my children as well. But as parents, uh, we tried to teach and show them the right thing. We as adults has to remember that we are being watched, so we have to do better at setting examples. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can set the examples, and they'll still do some things that they don't have no business. But uh, that's just part of life.
Yep. I think this is it. That was walk home. Let me see if this is it. Nope, that's just him talking. That man was in everybody's hood. I think this the one right here. Yeah. Okay, I found it.
Look at
Hallelujah. Hold on. Let me take this one back. And it's only like 3 minutes, but uh let me share this. It's only like 3 minutes, but when I tell you that boy said something, I was like, man.
hmm
Mm-mm-mm.
Sure, coming after you do that.
It didn't share. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I had a comment right there. We just had the same conversation the other day.
I'm still in Memphis. I done made another stop. I done already been to Fraser. I done been to North Memphis. I done been to Black Haven, where I'm from. Just left Walker Homes. Now I'm here in South Memphis. Dog, first of all, appreciate you talking to me, bro. Tell the folks your name, man, and where we at, dog.
My name is Newsom Castate, aka Dolphin.
Now, first of all, what we were talking about, man, I told you, the only reason I'm making these stops, bro, I pull up on y'all, a lot of y'all.
Yes, sir.
But I ain't scared because I come from where y'all come from.
Yes, sir.
But my problem is, man, I'm trying to see what can we do, man, about, to stop all this violence and killing amongst one another.
We need more money out here, more jobs. Like, people got feelings.
Yeah.
More opportunities and shit.
Yeah.
We need something like for the kids, stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Breeze Park. We ain't got nothing here. We need some here for the kids. If we keep hearing a lot of shit going on.
Everybody angry.
Like, you know how it is, but we trying.
We gotta spread the wealth.
We gotta spread the wealth.
I want to see you, but I don't want to pop the camera around because they might not want to be on camera. You know what I'm saying?
I want to stop it right there. Did y'all hear what he said?
Barely. What did he say?
Everybody angry. He said he's angry. And I said, I ain't never heard a young person say it. Because I keep saying these kids just angry. They mad for no reason. And it ain't for no reason. But they angry because nobody is listening to them.
Mm-hmm.
They got a voice, but you don't want to hear what they say.
Mm-hmm.
He's in a wheelchair. Doc talking to him, he in a wheelchair because he didn't got shot a couple times due to gun violence. And he's saying, I'm out here now telling these kids, he said, if the video keep playing, he said, I'm telling these kids all the time, man, that ain't the way to go. You be in a chair like me or dead or in jail. But Doc said when he pulled up, he said, you had a lot of partners out here with you, but when I pulled up, they all skedaddle. Because they don't, first of all, Doc he walks and works, so he had his hoodies on. He gonna have his hoodies on. Every time you see Doc, most time he got a hoodie on because he out here walking, sweating, and doing his thing. He got on his hoodie for a different reason. But he out here in these communities because this was one of about several videos that he did when he went to several different communities, walked through there and talking to the young folk. A lot of them was saying the same thing. Ain't nothing for us to do. So ain't nothing for us to do. We make our own activities. And that be robbing, stealing, killing, whatever we got to do to get the money because we ain't got the money, the job. We can't get jobs because in a lot of that, the reason they can't get jobs because they don't have the skill set or, they didn't want to go to school because school was lame. So some of it is their own fault now.
Yeah.
So they can't pass the whole book. It's they fault or their parents' fault for not keeping them rooted and grounded in school. Or making them, go to school. But for the most part, ain't nobody listening to them. And when you ain't listening, you angry. The dude said they just out here angry, man. Everybody mad and angry. So, and I just wanted y'all to hear that part because I always say that, but I haven't heard a lot of young people say that themselves. And just to hear that, not only did he say it, the guy that was talking in the background with Mark said, I won't turn my camera around on you, but the other dude might not want to be on video. And they were saying, both of them saying they just angry. And dude was like, it's okay, y'all, they can hear me. So did we get what Philly said?
No, we didn't. Yes, we did.
Okay.
What
about Paulette?
No.
Okay. Paulette said some kids do things because they know their parents gonna back them up regardless to the crime. Mama be crying, talking about y'all didn't have to do my baby like that. Well, you should have had your baby with you then. I'm just saying. I agree.
You just said it.
Yeah. If we're not parenting, if we're not being great parents, and then these kids are going out here, that's why I'm saying I'm not gonna go and take up for you or try to cover up for a crime or put myself in a situation to jeopardize my peace in my life for you. And I'm knowing you out here creating and causing havoc on everybody. That what kind of sense does that make? I'm knowing you out here. I ain't saying nothing to you because I'm scared of you.
Yep.
Right? I'm scared of
Mhm.
you because I've never been the parent that put you in check or put you in place. That's why I'm gonna have to stop and go get some water. That's why I tell people all the time, bro, like you can't, some of these videos these people be playing with these kids, these babies, where they cussing and they laughing. Say it what you just said again, little man. And he cussing, or the little girl cussing and going out dancing, you know, freakish twerking and stuff. It's cute to y'all. Y'all laughing at it. It don't be funny to me. That stuff don't be fun to me. Oh, I hear them little kids cussing and going out. It don't be fun to me. Because that same little joker that's doing that now, in 5-6 years, you ain't gonna be able to control them at all. Say nothing to them, and you probably gonna be like most of these other parents, scared of their own kids.
Mm-hmm.
There was a guy. This just happened, I think, we recently here, a young black kid that had some mental health problems. Bashed his I want to say it's his grandmother in the head.
Yep. In the head with the hammer.
And killed her. And her daughter came in and found her laying on the floor on the scene.
I think she used the car or something like that.
So we can't, Paulette said, you can't be taking up for these kids when you know they dead wrong. And you've been knowing they did wrong. How you gonna take up for them? Then say, oh, you know, he a good kid. He ain't mean to do that, or she ain't mean to do that. No, they've been doing it the whole time. You thought it was cute when they was cussing, you know, cussing when they was little. Now all of a sudden, you know, it ain't cute no more. Thank you, babe.
Mm-hmm.
And she brought me some Hogs lozenges. It ain't cute no more. Monica says, I was encountered with a young selling candy, and I took a chance and started talking to them both. I complimented them on their hustle, of course, suggested jobs. They were 15. I then said, are you hungry? I went to Wendy's and asked, what do you want? Because they hadn't eaten since school lunch. They said, whatever is fine. I said, no, what do you want? I bought the candy and the air fresheners. By the time I returned, they were so shocked. I asked what. See, that's what I'm talking about. I love this. You took the time out, not to just, you see, they were said you wanted to support them, but you took the time out to talk to them to find out, and they was concerned about. This is something as a parent, their parents should be doing, that they not doing. By the time she returned, they were so shocked and asked, why did I help? I said, why not? I told them to wear some white so people, what happened? I guess the rest of it cut off because she's too much. She typed too much.
Too much content,
yeah, Frida said, that's not funny to me at all. It ain't funny to me either. Phyllis said, they claim it's nothing to do, but yet they destroy everything that has been put in place for them. The community centers are not safe anymore. Absolutely. Paulette said, when I went to Africa, those kids didn't have nothing, but they happy. I'm telling y'all. When I went to Africa, those kids didn't have nothing, but they happy. But these kids are mad, and more than that, they need, but that they living off wants. Pop said, as a parent, you had to take charge of how you raise your children. If you don't take time to discipline them when they're wrong, then when they see, then we see the consequences being displayed on TV and social media.
And a lot of times, I mean, I think too, as parents, as it pertains to, you know, authority of, you know, being in charge because you're the parent, you know, when they do wrong or do something or whatever the case may be. And I think everybody, you know, well, they need a whooping. You need a whooping. You know, I don't see some of these cats even growing up. Man, dude, I grew up in the school. That man, folks with his tail all the time. That man still came to school to act the ass. Period.
Yep.
So I think the thing of it is that you have to sit down with your children, have a conversation. If they can't talk to you about anything, open up to you about, you know, what's going on with them,
Yep.
it's a problem somewhere. You missed the book somewhere. I tell my children, I don't care what it is, how it come up, how it come out. It's an open door policy. Because
Right.
the one time that they don't talk to you about something, they be the one time where they do something that they regret.
Yep. And I think you really hit the nail on the head, because I mean, beating them, just whooping them because they do stuff all the time, bro.
Yeah.
If you ain't having no conversations and talking to them, I think the whooping, man, is kind of like, it's almost like I hate to say a mentality, but because that's what they did on the penetration. They just whooped you to correct your action. They whoop you to death, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And so, and I think that's why a lot of people look at it and be like, I don't whoop my kid, blah blah blah. And it's cool if you sit down and talking to your kids and having a conversation, and you got some well-behaved kids where you can talk to them. But some kids, you every now and then you have to pull that belt out, pop, pull that out, and then, but still sit down. Like I told y'all, like when we was young and we used to get whooped, my mama used to be the whole time she whooping us, talking to us.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like the longer she talking to us, the longer she gonna whoop us. And then she telling us the whole time, I'm whooping you because I love you. I was like, stop loving me then.
You sound just like my dad.
Stop loving me then, because boy. Monk Ingram said, I told them to wear white so people could see you. The owner thought I was in danger. I said, no, I'm good. Okay. Yeah, man. Like, when I tell y'all this Monica thing, bro, when we pull up to the corners and these little boys be out here hustling with their drinks or water, you got some money on you. She instantly, because she's saying they out here, they ain't out here trying to rob. They out here trying to make their money the best way they can. They hustling, selling the drink. That's why I ain't mad about them selling the candy bars or the air fresheners or whatever. That's a hustle. They don't got to go get a job. To me, that's a job.
It is. Mm-hmm.
So I ain't finna tell them to go get a job. I'm telling you to get. I told a dude one day I was in Walgreens. He came in Walgreens to buy his case of water to go out there to sell the hustle. And while we was in line, I said, you finna go out there and make your money with selling your water? Yeah, I told the lady, I said, put his water on mine. He was like, oh, thank you, I appreciate it. Got a little water and went on out the door. But it's
now he got pure profit. I said, now he got pure profit.
Right. And you're talking about a $5 case of water, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That he finna go out here and make 24, 25, whatever off of it.
Bro, one day, man, I don't know what I had got through doing or whatever, but I normally keep me a little water bottle in my truck. Man, I was so thirsty, man, and I pulled up at the light at the right time.
Yeah.
This was happening to have some cash, man. That little boy saved my life. I was so thirsty.
Man, they got cash out, man.
Oh, for real?
Man, I pulled up. I ain't had no money. The first little boy said, I told him, I ain't got no money. The other little boy walked up. I said, I just told him I ain't had no cash. He said, I got cash out. I said, oh, what's your cash out? And then when he said that, other dude said, I got cash out too. I said, oh, you too late. You should have said that before you walked off. Yeah. And I got cash out. He said, I got cash out, bro. You ain't got cash? Cool. I got cash out. Yes, sir. Marcus said, them whoopings are necessary sometimes, but figure out what they love and take that away can be more effective than whooping sometimes. taking it away and talking to them about why you took it away and why it's essential that they do the right thing.
Right.
You gotta add the
You gotta have that positive reinforcement.
right. Like you telling them, I can't never think of the name of the show that come on after that Tyler Perry. It's a Tyler Perry show too, but it's like with Brown and his wife, and they running like a look for living facility, elderly living facility, whatever it's called. But the dude that owned him and his wife, they got 2 kids, and the boy is growing up now. So he went in the other day. The boy had got in trouble. He had put him on punch, so he went in there, and the boy was really angry with him. And he just talked to him. He said, "Son, do you know why I took that? I did that to you while you're on punishment." But he took the time and talked, and he was talking, and then the boy was angry with him, like mad and talking crazy. But he just said, "Okay, then, okay." But he just kept talking to him. And it seemed like it finally kind of clicked in with the boy head. He's like, I know you're doing it because you love me. And he was like, but I just want to be, and I want to say he said something like, I just want to be heard sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, wow, you know. And sometimes those messages, man, in some of those shows, like, and he was like, "Nah, I hear you, but I want you to hear me too. You know, I took these things from you, or I got you on punishment because you did something you wasn't supposed to do." Monica said, "Yep." I said, "Diet Cokes." They laughed. Next time, they quickly told me no one else wanted it. I bought all of it just because of their efforts. Absolutely. You especially if you're gonna tell them to stock some Diet Cokes and nobody else buys, you better buy all of them every time you see them. Don't knock the baby's hustle. I support them in their efforts. Yep. Well, I love them hustles like that because, and I'm quick, and I'm like Monica too. If I see them, you know, because sometimes they come up to you at these drive-through windows when you at these fast food restaurants, and they'll walk up to you at these drive-through, you know, just to try to sell their little candies or whatever. And there have been times, bro, I might grab a cup because they might have some candies I don't necessarily eat. But I know Monica might eat it because I might get a couple of them and give them $20. And then tell them to split the 20. You get 10, you get 10. You know, I'm just not gonna knock no kids hustle when they out here. They ain't out here trying to rob me, trying to take something from me. If you out here trying to get it the right way, however that be, I'm not even opposed to going in the store and buying you a box of candy so you can go out there and hustle with it. I'm not even opposed to that. if you gonna approach me the right way, I do what I can to help these kids, man, that want to be helped. But I love Monica's approach of sitting there actually talking to them and trying to find out about them. Then saying, "Oh, y'all ain't ate since y'all had lunch today? Well, let me cook. You want something from Wendy's? Come on in here." And the boys was humble enough to say, "Hey, whatever you give me is fine." No. And she said, "No, I want to give you what you want to eat. I don't want to just get you some. I'm gonna get you what you want to eat." I mean, how many times have you seen a homeless person or something and you ask them, you say, "No, I don't give you no money, but I buy you something to eat." And they be like, "Okay, cool." And then you say, "What you want?" It's whatever you get me. I had a person to tell me that one time. So I went in there because I guess they thought I wasn't gonna do it. And I came out and the girl, "I don't want that." I said, "Oh shit, okay then."
Tough titty.
Bet. You will never get nothing else from me again if I see you out here. I asked her what she wanted before I went in there. But I guess she thought I want the money. No. Going on. I gave it to the next person I pulled up to. They was grateful.
What's the news reporter name again, Tony?
Which news reporter?
The guy that's going around to the neighborhood talking to the young people.
Oh, Doc Holliday? Marcus Holliday?
Marcus Holliday?
Yeah, Doc, Marcus, Doc Holliday. He probably he under just Marcus Holliday, but you know, everybody call him Doc. Yeah, he from the hood too down there, Labor God. Yeah, Labor God for earlier. He actually played football. He went to the league. I'm actually when we get back from Cancun, I got him on to interview him. He gonna come on.
He did.
Yeah. I already talked to him, and so we're gonna talk about some of these things, man, with the youth and kind of what he discovered going through all these different neighborhoods, talking to the youth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's actually
followed him on Facebook.
Yeah, he's actually in, I think in Italy, right? Paris or Italy or somewhere right now with his wife.
Okay.
And when he get back, I told him when he get back, we should be just getting back from Cancun. So we're gonna chop it up then. I'm gonna bring him on. So yeah, man. Oh man, we didn't went over and we ain't clocked the tea. Let me clock this tea right quick, y'all.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all know what time it is. Put them phones down, fingers up. It's time to clock that tea with your girl, Queen Watkins. I hope y'all having an amazing morning. But y'all know what time it is. It's time to clock that tea. Have y'all seen the story of the married couple, the wife that gave her husband a threesome after he passed away? Yeah, I said after he passed away. Let's talk about it. So there's a married couple named Nikki and Andy. They were married for 20 years. Andy had a fantasy of having a threesome. Now, Nikki, she was already bisexual, which she liked men and women. So they were talking about it over the years. They actually went and met up with young ladies, but they never went as far as doing a threesome. So unfortunately, Andy got COVID and passed away due to COVID. So Nikki was distraught. She was in grief. She was grieving, and she sat and thought about it. She was like, Andy wouldn't want her to be grieving alone. So she ended up going to a dating app, right? She went on the app only looking for women because she said, only being with her husband for 20 years, she just wasn't ready for no more cucumbers. She just was so used to his, so she ain't want none. She just wanted to stick to the peaches. Okay, so she ended up meeting a young lady, and she explains to this lady. Well, after they met, guys, she has no interest. She explains to this lady that her husband's fantasy is a threesome, and she would like her to join in, right? So old girl came over to her house. They met up, whatever. And she goes in the bedroom and she sees after they about to get ready to do it, So she goes in the bedroom. She sees Nikki's husband picture on the side of the bed. And the girl picked up the picture. Mind you, she done told this girl already that her husband has passed away, right? But his fantasy was a threesome. So she's already explained to the old girl that the picture is just sitting there. And she want to act as if husband is there. And this woman is as crazy as she is for even agreeing to some mess like that. So she gets in the room, she sees the picture, she picks up the picture, she tells the wife, man, if he was here, I would have definitely, had some fun with both of you guys. So she put the picture down, y'all, and stares the man in his face and starts stripping. The picture of the man. Stares at him in his face, starts stripping, then takes his wife's clothes off. Wife says she closed her eyes. She feel her husband's spirit just making love to her. Yeah. So she said everything just felt amazing. They gave old boy a great show. Now she feel like she like poly relationships. Yep, because her husband is always included. That picture frame, he always included. So she feels like it's multiple people in one relationship. So now she considers herself polygamous. I think that's what you call it. Yeah. And said that her husband was enjoying every piece of it. She said every time she have any sexual encounters, it feels so good because she feel like her husband is there. It makes chills go through her daggone body. Yep, that's what she said. All right, y'all. That's all the tea that I have today. Make sure y'all tune in to 2 Men in Hats, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. sharp. And don't forget to stay tuned for your girl, Queen Watkins Clock. That's it. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye.
I keep saying it, bro. I keep saying it. We cannot make this stuff up. We can't make this stuff up, bro. It ain't no way possible we make this stuff up, man. I feel like this needs to be a part 2, bro.
Okay.
Because I want to touch more on us when we seeing these young people out here doing stuff, trying to do the right thing, of us being more engaging with them, and not just, especially if you got some time to sit at the light, or you catch them at a drive-through, you got time to talk to them, just being a little bit more engaged and trying to help and showing these young folk. Because I think that's where I think Monica kind of set the precedence for me, like moving forward, like when I had the time to actually sit there, and when I catch them in a situation like that, to actually talk to try to find more about them. And other than just buying a drink from them or buying a bottle of water or some candy or whatever. So I think that, moving forward, and so I want to talk about like how do we do that? I want to kind of move from because I think everybody's kind of on the same page saying, no, they just gotta learn from their mistakes. Except for me, I'm like, it depends, depends on the situation for me. And I mean, at this point in life, and I don't care what the situation is, you're gonna take your own L. Y'all in your 30s, you should know better. But anyway, I want to talk. I want to talk about the youth some more in terms of like what, like you know what I'm saying. How can we engage more with them in those efforts to kind of show them that we really care and listen to them in a way, and be more focused on actually listening to what they got to say, as opposed to just, you don't know nothing, you don't know what you're talking about, just kind of hear them out. I would love to do a live forum if we can really get some young folk, kind of like how we used to do back in the day. We have shut-ins. We had a church shut-in. We'll get the kids and we'll put all the girls in one room, all the boys in one room, and they'll tell us like some stuff. Well, you ain't gonna go back and tell your parent, and they'll tell us stuff. We don't even do that. I think, bro, that helped a lot back in the day.
Yeah, but we're dealing with a whole different group of cheerleaders nowadays, boy.
Well, that's why I said, like, I mean, it don't necessarily have to be the shut-in, but the 2 Men in Hats, where we sit down and just invite some young people to share openly about what they're experiencing, what they're not getting from the adults or parents, that they need. And we still got to do the wedding couples. I mean, the married couples, wedding couples, married couples. So, that's coming, y'all. That's coming soon. So get ready for it. Yep. All right. Well, are we doing part 2 or not doing part 2?
I'm good with it.
Okay, part 2 tomorrow. All right. We'll talk to y'all guys tomorrow. And this has been lately we've been going over about 10 minutes every day. It's been getting good. So anyway, we'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Tuesday. The good Lord say the same. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Come on, pray us out, my brother.
All right. Thank you all for your interaction on the group. We're over 500 followers so far. So thank you all for that. And we want to keep on hitting those milestones and benchmarks. So this week we want to try to shoot. Let's try to shoot for at least 1,000.
Man, let me do this, man, because we didn't even do this right.
What's that?
Your birthday is actually today.
No, my birthday's Saturday.
It's coming this Saturday. So this is what we're gonna do this Monday.
Okay.
All week. We're gonna shout out Lavelle happy birthday all week long.
Leading up to crying all week long.
We're gonna shout Lavelle all week long for his birthday. Cause Lavelle, unlike me, Lavelle celebrates his birthday always. He gonna have a party at the genre, have a party at the what's that Ghost River. He gonna have a party at all them places.
Oh, Dominique, hey, come and celebrate with me, man, because here you go right here. Life's too short, Doc.
Yeah. Let me say this to y'all. If y'all have never been, see, I told y'all he was gonna have a week celebration. Look, if you guys have never been to Ghost River Brewery, go. Yeah, matter of fact, go third. Let's try to make a conscious effort to go and support Lavelle that Thursday. Let's try to make a conscious effort. If y'all can, let's try to make a conscious effort to meet Lavelle that Thursday. At least for an hour. If you don't come before an hour, just show your face. Come show DJ One Love some love. I'm supposed to be working, but I'm on the town gonna be mad, but I'm gonna forego that day. We gonna up there.
Oh man.
Yeah, we're gonna come up there. And we might even do another gospel song.
You so stupid.
Not cooling water, because that job is 10 minutes long.
Too long.
Put this out in the group, Lavelle.
Isn't it?
All right, it's out there in the group. So Marcus said text it to her.
I just inboxed you, Marcus.
We're gonna shout out Lavelle all week long, every day. We're gonna shout him out. The birthday, man.
I'm going to go DJ today. I wasn't supposed to, but they requested me yesterday when I was there celebrating with the genre. So I'm going to go now for the finale, the brunch. So
that's cool.
We go down here and jump in the shower and get it roll up.
All right. Well, happy birthday to Lavelle. He gonna be, how you gonna be this year? 50?
I'll be 49.
See, you right there.
Yeah.
You right on the cusp of 50. All right, man. Prayers out, brother.
All right. Lord God, we thank you for this day. Thank you for this time. Thank you for just being God and being God all by yourself. Thank you for life. Lord God, we ask you to touch these families, but Lord God, give us the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding to move through you to help you touch these families, Lord God. Lord God, we want to be able to move in the right spirit, in the right mindset, and move in love and help some of these young people as they navigate through this thing called life. Lord God, we actually continue to touch all our families, included Tony, Queen, myself, and just thank you for life, Lord God. We just thank you for this opportunity to do this podcast and continue to touch our efforts. We actually do this in God's Son, Jesus' name. We said amen.
Amen. Man, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Same bad time.
Same bad place.
Monkey said not cooling water. Lavelle said that water is not cold no more. It is hot. Same bad place, man. 2 Men in Hats. Let's talk about
the 2 Minute Hats podcast with your hosts with the most, Tony and Lavelle, every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock Dead. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. 2 Minute Hats podcast.